So twice I put a video up about this former priest that back in the 1890s who was friends with Abraham Lincoln, and he was a priest in the Catholic Church for 50 years till he left it because of, they wanted to force him, to teach the way, to teach falsely. But he was exposing back in the mid 1800s, how the Vatican was overthrowing America, which was through immigration of Catholics from Germany, France, and Ireland. And I mean, this is the Vatican's history everywhere it goes. It doesn't care about the Bible. It's why it doesn't teach the Bible. It just cares about power and control. And he had said, it's a viper, and it wants America, and it's eventually gonna bite back, and the Republic will be destroyed. Something along those lines. Because he knew back then that they were flooding the country with Catholic immigrants, and to most people it would be like, well, that's fine, it's Christian. It's not a Christian church. They're flooding it because then those people will serve what the Pope wants. He's had a lot more to say, but TikTok isn't going to let it be seen. They serve the Prince of the Air, the Prince of Darkness. He also said that the person that killed Lincoln, what was it, Booth? Can't remember his full name. That he was part of that Catholic conspiracy with the Jesuits. So there's something major happening right now, and it has me a little, because it's like the last thing that you would think would happen. And you've got the Vatican there that is consolidating with all of these churches, many Christian, but others as well. And Pope Leo is moving like lightning fast to solidify all that. Then you have the false Christian churches here that are with Turning Point. There's like 8,000 of them that have all consolidated with Turning Point. And I think that both will eventually, even though one, the Turning Point one is the Christian nationalist, non-Christian people, like McCoy, this idiot that's running Turning Point now, that, I don't know, he's the pastor of some, like these people don't even know what God's word means about when life begins. Like, pretend abortion doesn't exist. Don't you think God wanted you to know his breath was everything, and they're running around still pushing this? But they don't have a good, the Christian nationalists hate women. They're not good people. And J.D. Vance is all part of that. It's all that Turning Point. They all go after the Jews. It's just like your modern day Nazi group, okay, claiming Christian. I mean, like both of these groups, the Catholics and then this Turning Point group, which is the evangelicals, but I've never trusted the evangelical church. I haven't. I've always thought it was tied to the Catholic Church. I do. But even though they claim, oh, we're against all, no. But both being false Christians, okay, because you don't have any true pastors in this country. You just have few, like, independent churches that, some of those probably speak the truth, but you have all these fluffy, like Jack Hibb kind of people that carry on about what a nice speech that JD gave at Turning Point. And how he was saying that he's raising his kids Christian. No, he's not. What are you talking? Like Jack Hibbs, if you were honest, if you were like those Protestants, that founded the country, that came here, you would have been saying he shouldn't be saying that. It's a lie, because that's not a Christian church. Can't do that anymore. They've all consolidated. So even though Turning Point and its Christian national sickness, that J.D. Vance and all these people want to promote, okay, that terrifies me. And I'm a lifelong conservative. Even though it seems like they're one movement and the Catholic Church is doing this, it's like all going on at the same time, and I could see it coming together and actually truly trying to take over America. And not for Christian reasons, because neither one of these groups are Christian. I get that this is the danger of this, because it's what the Catholic Church has done their whole history. They convince people in all these countries that they're Christian, and they're not. And yes, some of them in that church know they're not Christian. They know it's pagan, but there's innocent people in it too. And that's the same thing happening with Turning Point. None of these kids know they're being played by Erica Kirk and JD and all these dirtbags, okay? And so the last thing you would think that could hurt you would be Christians, but that's what I think is coming. I don't know how. I have this feeling that something is coming, and it's not what you expect. It's not the Muslims trying to do anything. It's not Jews. They're not responsible for anything. They're being made the scapegoats. It's actually the fake Christians. All these fake Christian churches that have been planning this for decades, and I could see both of those powers then coming together, because it doesn't matter anymore who the president is. I mean, the whole reason the jerk-off Charlie Kirk ran around and got his numbers is because when he has that mass amount of following, it doesn't matter who's in office, they're going to do what those people say. So when you have that many people, not to mention what the Vatican's doing right now with this worldwide global alliance with all these churches, it's just terrible. And I mean alliance with evangelicals, Protestants. It's terrifying. It makes me want to cry, because none of them are up to any good. Turning Point's not up to any good. They're a bunch of lying POSs that don't even know God. And then that Catholic Church never's known God. They know who they serve. And if you get both of those combined at some point, well, I don't know. But they've always been after America. The neo-Nazis that are Christian nationalists in this Turning Point movement, they've always been after America. And they wrap themselves in Christianity, and they're anything but. And that Catholic Church has always been after America. And it practices paganism. And it too was very much collaborating with Hitler. But then they were the Roman Empire. So both of these organizations consolidating all this power. Turning Point has 8,000 churches in this country working in their Turning Point faith program. And it's overwhelming, because neither of these big organizations know Christ. They're just using Christ. They're wrapping Christianity up around their false, fake, Nazi, sickness agendas. And all both want is to destroy America.